Hi, I'm Charlie from cookingsecretsformen.com, and since 2005 we are sponsored by no one. Well, today we are back doing another international collab. We recently did a collab with Sri Lankan food and another with Indian and also Vietnamese. Today we moved to Morocco with the hashtag Tasty Tagine. That's T-A-G-I-N-E. About 20 great YouTube chefs create interesting recipes that feature the tastes of Morocco. Morocco is the most western of the North African countries known as the Arab West. It's got a population of about 35 million. It's bordered on both the Atlantic Ocean and then the Mediterranean Sea. So growing up, my knowledge of Morocco was limited to watching Secret Squirrel and Morocco Mole in cartoons. And of course, the movie Casablanca, with Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, Claude Rains, and Peter Lorre. And to my friend Alton Brown, I have to say, here's looking at you, kid. Most people don't know that Alton had a bit part in Casablanca. Today we are making Moroccan Lamb Stew with Moroccan Couscous. It's a fall-apart, tender braised lamb with loads of veggies, chickpeas, and warm Moroccan flavors. And while the stew is cooking, we'll be making some Moroccan couscous to serve with the stew. So please check out the other great chefs and their Moroccan inspirations in this great international collab, Tasty Tagine. And let me do a quick shout out to my guy Lance from Sleeper BBQ. He sent me this great t-shirt under my apron here, and I wear it proudly. Lance has a great YouTube channel, and he's located in Southern Maryland in St. Mary's County. Growing up, we had a summer place in St. Mary's County where I learned how to catch crabs, eat fresh corn, and fried green tomatoes. So Lance and I share a love of that great region of the Atlantic coast. Now, on to our Moroccan collab and my version of Moroccan Lamb Stew and Moroccan Couscous. All right, we're going to start making the lamb stew now, the Moroccan lamb stew. And while this is cooking in the oven in a few minutes, which we've preheated to 350, we'll make the couscous, the Moroccan couscous. So first thing you want to do is you want to heat some oil, some olive oil. And this great olive oil bottle comes from Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook, and his wife Meg, and their channels Keto Cook and Meg's Mysteries. So we want to heat this olive oil, and we're going to do the aromatics first. So we have onions, and then we have, most stews call for potatoes, but there are some that go more root vegetables, and that's what we're going to do. So we have carrots, and these are turnips, and these are parsnips. So instead of potatoes, I like the root vegetables in almost every stew I do. It gives a little more flavor, and they're not as starchy as the potatoes. So the first thing we'll do is we'll pop in our one chopped onion. Give a little stir here. We're on medium high. All right. So as the onions are sweating, we're going to put in our vegetables. As always, salt and pepper. And also we have some chopped ginger. A tablespoon or two. So we're going to let this sweat down a little bit. All right, so to make this a little easier as we go along, the dish that we dump the carrots, parsnips, and turnips in, you want to save this because we're going to take these veggies out while we saute the meat. After about 4 or 5 minutes in the initial cook, we have several cloves of garlic chopped. I'm going to put that in. And as we remind everybody, garlic does cook quickly, and you don't want it to burn. So we're going to do this for another minute, and then we're going to take it out and then start on the meat. All right, so it's been about a minute. We're going to take out the veggies. Use the bowl that we dumped them into the pot. All right, we're going to set these aside. We're going to add a little more olive oil to the pan. And we're going to add in our lamb. So there's about 2 pounds of lamb meat for the stews. Put that right in. We're going to season with salt and pepper. And we want to brown the meat as much as we can on all sides. All right, looks like we're getting close. Having all the meat browned on all sides. Again, you don't want to cook it all the way because it's going to cook for a while in the oven. So we're going to return the vegetables back in. Give this a stir. All right, now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients that make this Moroccan. So these are dried apricots. One packet, that's 7 ounces. I'm going to put that all in. Incorporate that. Several things you don't want to forget. One bay leaf. Put that in. And then I've got half a cinnamon stick. I'm not sure where the other half is, but that's the only one I had. So I'm going to add a little just cinnamon. Maybe a teaspoon or so. This is a Moroccan spice. This is Ras El Hanout. It's a blend. It literally means at the top of the shelf in Arabic. It means it's the best spice blends that a merchant sells. So this version has turmeric, pepper, cardamom, nutmeg, sea salt, ginger, allspice, and mace. And no, not the mace you spray at Bad Guys. It's actual spice. So we're going to put in about 1.5 teaspoons of this Moroccan spice blend. We want to coat everything with that wonderful, fragrant spice. A lot of interesting and different flavors. All right, now we're going to add 2 more things. This is 2 cups of beef broth. And this is a large can of plum tomatoes I've cut in half. Put that right in. We want to bring this to a boil. I want it to boil for 5 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
I love her. This auxiliary kitchen timer is that person whose name you can't say because she'll answer you. So we'll let this come to a boil, about 5 minutes, and then into the oven she goes. All right, you can see it's bubbling away, boiling, and we're waiting for the timer signal. There it is, Alexa, stop. All right, so we're gonna take it off. We're gonna cover it. A couple of things. We're gonna put it in for an hour and a half. So at 45 minutes, which is about halfway, we wanna check it, make sure if it needs any water or more broth, we'll put that in. And then we're gonna put the chickpeas in, return it to the oven for the rest of the time to cook. So put the top on, into the oven she goes. So while the lamb stew is in the oven, we'll go ahead and get started on our Moroccan couscous. First thing we're going to do is toast some pine nuts, about 1/4 cup, and you don't need any oil. You just want to watch these. They'll take about 5-6 minutes, and they'll toast. You want to constantly be moving them around so they don't burn. Yeah, that's plenty. So we'll turn off the heat. So we're going to just set these aside, and we're going to use this pan to cook the aromatics and the couscous. So take the top off, turn it back on to about medium, put about 2 tablespoons of butter in there. Okay, we've got the butter heating. This is 1 shallot chopped. Stir these around about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So salt and pepper. We're going to put in some cumin seed, about 1/4 teaspoon. Couscous is one of the easiest dishes to make. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in 2 cups of vegetable stock. Pour that in. We want this to come to a boil. So we're going to use Near East Mediterranean couscous. Great flavor to this. I've already added the spice pack. As soon as this comes to a boil, we take it off, we stir in the couscous, and let it sit for 10 minutes. We're going to add in some golden raisins, parsley, and lemon juice, and then back in the pine nuts as we get ready to serve. All right, we've come to a boil, so we're going to turn it off, move it off the heat, and we're going to add in a box of couscous. Stir that, and then we'll cover. And that is the base of our couscous. The oven for 45 minutes, just took it out. Take a look. Looks like we got enough liquid in there. So the last thing we're going to add is the garbanzo beans or chickpeas. All right, so we'll put this back in the oven and for the last 45 minutes, and then we'll make the couscous. All right, so we're going to heat the couscous slightly. Just give it a little stir, and then add in our final ingredients. This is about 1/3 cup of golden raisins. Put those in. These are the toasted pine nuts that we made earlier. All right. So we're going to stir these and incorporate. Okay. Half of a lemon. So we're going to put some lemon juice in. And this is for Tom Garvey for his restaurant business. As you may have heard the saying, a little green for a little green, meaning make the plate look nice and get a nice tip. So this is chopped parsley. We'll throw that in. The last thing we'll do, we're going to top with a little olive oil. All right. And these are our Mediterranean Moroccan Couscous, which we will be serving with our Moroccan Lamb Stew. Been in the oven for an hour and a half. Look at that. Meat, very tender, you can tell. Great smell. The way we're going to serve this over our Mediterranean couscous and with pita bread. I'm going to get a bowl, has some pita bread in it. A little serving of our Mediterranean couscous. And then our stew on top of it. And there you have it. This is our Moroccan lamb stew with Moroccan couscous and pita bread. So I think I'm going to walk over to the other side of our breakfast bar and have a taste. Okay. A little taste here. Meat's very tender. Grab a little apricot. Careful little piece of the pita bread. Delicious. So I hope you've enjoyed this international collab featuring Moroccan food, hashtag Tasty Tagine. Please visit all the other chefs that are making Moroccan dishes here on our collab this week. Appreciate everyone's support and help. Make sure that you check out Lance at Sleeper BBQ. Great guy. Appreciate everyone's support. As always, thanks for watching.